of the players you're coaching right now, or probably just people playing for Baroda right now, are there anybody who we should be watching out for?
I can't give those names, you know.
Ah.
Okay, welcome everyone to Couch Pundit Sports feature interview. Today we have with us a very special guest, a man who has played 49 Test matches for India, 94 ODIs, and over 150 first-class matches. He has been chairman of the selection panel for the Indian cricket team and also runs a coaching academy from Baroda. Welcome, Mr. Kiran More. Hello, sir. How
Thank
are
you.
you?
Thank you, Dhaval. Thank you, Dhaval.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
for
much
this.
for joining us, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
You've actually also coached our two current favorite players in India. So both Hardik and Krunal came out. So,
Thank you, Akash.
all right.
So, as we were just talking before this started, this is going to be a very relaxed and informal interview. We're trying to get some insights from you, sir. And so, let's just start off with how do you think generally cricket has evolved through the years from a player's perspective and how they approach the game and how seriously they're, playing it as opposed to maybe a few years earlier where they were doing it as part-time cricket and part-time other things as well.
See, nowadays cricket is about 12 months cricket now. You know, earlier we used to play only in our winter time only. You know, and then it used to be home series, and we used to play 5 Test matches, or might play some 5 ODIs, something like that. So overall, 10 ODIs in a year, and probably one tour in the year. So we should nowadays there are three formats now:
Hmm.
T20, one days, and Test cricket. You know,
Yeah.
and there are so many the leagues also happening around the world. So all the cricketers are busy traveling and playing 12 months of cricket. It's like a football now. You know, they're at least playing 9 months or 10 months of cricket.
Mm.
So I think it's good for the sport. You can say that it's just overall developed cricket. You know, that's what we needed. And when you look at still, I have a question mark about when you talk about the World Cup. Only the 4 teams or 5 teams, that teams looks very solid. Otherwise, other countries are really gone down. So when you
Hmm.
look at overall, the leagues and everything has developed, but overall cricket standard and cricket countries have gone down. You know, so
Hmm.
that's a big concern for me. Definitely, the cycle will come back and probably might have better teams also in future. But there is a big concern for me. But cricket has still the same. Same cover drives has been played. Same square cut has been played. There is a lot of power. We when we played ODIs, we played with a red ball. And nowadays, white ball makes a lot of difference to it. And we used to score 200 runs. We used to be very happy. Nowadays,
Hmm.
200 runs is nothing, you know, in the ODIs. So, white ball cricket, bats, cricketing gears has changed a lot. Power, I think there is a lot of importance given on the fitness,
Hmm.
and that fitness has really has evolved the overall power hitting of cricket and the mindset of people. You know,
Hmm.
because you're getting so much of opportunity nowadays. You know, if you even if you play failed in Test cricket, you got ODIs and you got
Hmm.
T20 to play, and there are not many cricketers around the world. You know, and the supply is less, demand is more, but supply is less. You know, so that's why all the cricketers are getting opportunity to play for their country or play in all the any franchise league, and they can make a comeback very easily in the national team as well. So I think overall cricket has changed. I can say that, and the approach towards the game has changed. But for me, still the cricket is the same. For me, when you're talking about batting, bowling, and fielding,
Hmm.
but with the strength and power, fitness, I think it has changed quite a lot, and that's what I thought that if we would have become fitter cricketers in those our time, we would have performed better. We could have played cricket for a longer time also.
So do you feel like it's also the technology, like not just on the field in terms of bats getting heavier and getting better, but also off the field in terms of how much technology goes into training players now than it was before? There are so many more points on each player now.
Everybody has become superstars and heroes, you know, now because you play guys played one match or two match in IPL. When you see his Instagram or Twitter, It is unbelievable. They look like actors, and the videos they put on the Twitters and all, everything, that you feel like they have played some 100 to 200 test matches. But I don't blame them at all. That's a digital world, and that's what is demand in the market is. That's how you sell yourself also. But I think it's very interesting, because it is good for the game, which is a game has gone global. Digital world has really captured this, and you can watch this cricket match anywhere in this world, any jungle also. So it's good for the game. And if the money comes in the game, I think the game will last. That's what I always believe, that if there is no money, don't think the game will last. So the money is there. The media, the digital world is there. It's been showcasing all format of the game and all the players also. So it's talking about from junior cricket to the top cricket. If a young kid has scored double hundred, triple hundred in domestic cricket, he's been highlighted and he's on Twitter and he's on Instagram. He's in giving interviews in TV channels. So it's very interesting. And now you can recognize the people very easily now. But only the issue is that the T20 format and the one-day format, people are forgetting very quickly. But it's not like that somebody has played a great knock, like Pollard has played a great knock. We just forget about it, because when somebody plays the same knock in Test cricket, scored double hundred, I think you always remember that.
Yeah. Do you feel like the technology is also affecting? I mean, the amount of attention that players get right now on a daily basis is so much more, and the scrutiny also obviously increases in as manyfold. How much do you think that changes the mindset and the mental health for players? Because I guess when you were playing, there was obviously criticism, and there would be criticism for any player if somebody played badly. But it's not like on your Instagram there are not 500 comments saying "Isko nikal do team se,"
I think even the players, they know about it, what is happening exactly. And I think some players they're very strong mentally. They don't bother about it. I think the Insta and the Twitter world is handled by somebody else, and they know what is exactly happening. They get backlash if they don't perform. I think it's a life. If you don't perform, I think you want to get it. And if you perform, definitely all JJ goes on. And that's part of your journey and part of your life and part of your sports person. When you want to play, I think it happens to genius of the players. So I think it's a part and parcel of your life. How you take it. If it's going to affect, like I'll give example, Naomi, she didn't participate in French Open and Wimbledon. I think hats off to her. I think it has affected her, and she knows about it. And I think it's a great call by her, and said, I don't want to interview the media. I don't want to come in front of the world, and as a player, I'm good enough to participate and do well. You take it or don't take it. That's not my life.
Yeah.
So I think, it's a big call from her, and a lot of people have criticized her, but I really support her, what she has gone through and what she has done.
But that's I had the same reaction, and then I was talking to somebody and they made a good point saying ki without the media interaction there is no media attention, and without attention there is no money. So if you play, you must interview or don't play at all. Which I agreed with. I felt कि हाँ तो नहीं खेल रही है ना. That's also fine only.
हाँ पर नहीं, that's what I'm saying. खेलने में भी क्या हर्ज है? मैं खेल रही हूँ, and you want to write about me, right? Don't write. I'm participating in the event, and I'm good enough. I'm champion, and if I become champion, you're going to write it. Otherwise, your boss is not going to pay you the money. It's very simple. So you don't need to push someone, to buy. No, you do this only. I know it's all a business angle. Whoever organizes the tournament, it gives a big publicity, and that's how the money comes in as a sponsors. So I think it's from both sides. I think it has to be monitored properly. I think sometimes things goes too beyond too many things, and which is not called for, and that's where I think she is saying, no, I want to put my foot down, and I want to. This is my life, and I have decided this. I think it's a terrific call, what she has done, and she has set an example, and I hope a lot of people will follow it in future.
Do you think the pressures are any different when it comes to a team sport? For example, sometimes you may be dropped from the team, but you still have your teammates around you to, help you out. There's a team management structure usually, which is helping people out. How do you think this has changed since from when you were playing to you see it as a part of the management group today?
I think uh, when we played, we used to play. We suppose I'm dropped from an Indian team, I go back to my Baroda Ranji Trophy team.
Yeah.
And those days also we used to get only 4 matches. And if Baroda doesn't qualify, then my
Mhm.
season is over in 2 months' time. And then I have not been seen anywhere. So if you're playing for Bombay, if you're playing for Karnataka, you're playing for Delhi, then the teams used to qualify easily in play 8, 9 matches for a new trophy, then you can perform and come back in the team. For me especially, it was very difficult. For any cricketer who comes from the small states, used to be very difficult. So I think nowadays things have become very easy, because if you're dropped from test team, there's ODI, then there is IPL, and people perform in IPL, they come back in Indian cricket. And then domestic cricket also, now you're getting about Ranji Trophy, you're getting about 9 to 10 matches, because you're in one group. Plus you're playing T20,
Yeah.
8 to 9 matches. You're playing one days, 9 matches. So if you qualify, you're playing 14 to 12 matches. So I think their platform is there to perform and come back easily. In our time, it was very, very difficult to come back. I think even we had no National Cricket Academy. Now there is a National Cricket Academy, which BCCI set up. I think done a very good job. Since last 15 to 20, 15 years, 18 years, it's been there. And they done a terrific job. So I think if you're injured, in our time, if you're injured, you go back home, you would get your treatment done on yourself. And nowadays, if you're unfit or you have some small niggle, you can go to NCA and get your treatment done, rehab done, everything, and come back, and play for India or play for your state. So I think things have changed and it is very difficult. It was very difficult for our time, to make a comeback. And nowadays, things are easier and they are being monitored very well by the National Cricket Academy. Even the states are also doing good job for them.
Yeah. So now there are different forms of selection that we're seeing also, like how the England cricket team is doing it right now with their rotation policy. Uh, and how workload management is being seriously considered by them. We see that, when players tend to play an extra test match here and there, they tend to get recurring injuries. So what are your views on the rotation policy that England seems to be employing? Do you think it's a model that more teams will take up going forward?
I think when you look at the test match policies, what they have, I think that's why they are doing a lot of rotation policy. One days and T20 format, I think they have the same bowlers, but they have a lot of cricketers, where they can do the rotation policy. And when it comes to when before the World Cup or anything, I think they already set what they're looking at, for T20 format. When you see now, within 1 or 2 months' time, they will set up their whole team for the T20 World Cup. So I think what they do is that they give opportunity to a lot of cricketers who wants to come and perform and do well, and they keep pull up 20 cricketers or 25 cricketers. So that's how do you go about the selections. That's what I feel that it's the right way of doing. And thanks to pandemic, even the Indian cricket team has started doing the same thing. Now we are carrying 20 cricketers on the tour.
Yeah.
Earlier we were carrying only 14 to 15 cricketers. And England was a team which used to always carry 20 cricketers or 18 cricketers or 19 cricketers and plus 15 support staff. And now the Indian team has started doing the same thing. And now people have started talking now that we have a lot of bench strength, because now you get to see a lot of cricketers getting opportunity to play for India because of the little bit of rotation policy for Indian cricket team. There are some niggles also. People get opportunity to play again for the team. So I think now the people really has understand, even the BCCI has understand that this is what we need to go about it. That we need to carry about 20 cricketers on the tour. So at least the 4 to 5 cricketers, they get a good opportunity to see what is international cricket is. Plus you're practicing, you're playing side games. When any niggle happens, there's a replacement available. Otherwise, the player used to be in India, he used to travel and then he used to go and play straight away. So it was not on. So now India A team is also traveling when the Indian team is also traveling. So I think the concepts have totally changed. Their mindset has totally changed, and it's good for the cricket. So I think I believe in that policy, but not too much of also. And T20 format, if you're bowling 4 overs and getting unfit, I think something's wrong with you. I think you don't need a rest bowling 4 overs. If you're playing 100 matches or 60, 50, 60 matches, then you need to take a break.
Yeah.
But especially Test cricket, I believe the rotation policy you needed. If Jasprit Bumrah or Shami is bowling
Yeah.
200 overs in Test series, they need a break. Because it takes a lot of toll on you, and especially the fast bowlers. I'm not bothered about the batters. But fast bowlers, you need to have that rotation policy, and that's why you need a good pool of 8 to 9 fast bowlers in your team.
Hmm. I think what you were mentioning about the players coming in last minute was happening all the way up to pre-pandemic, because Mayank Agarwal ended up coming last minute to Australia,
I
and
think it happened in World Cup also.
yeah, in World Cup also, and there also Rishabh Pant coming in was such a off left thing to have happened. But it's so interesting to me because I was reading up about older series, and just the idea that there were no net bowlers also coming along is such a crazy thought. But here now we are entering a situation where some teams are going to have enough players to field two teams. Yesterday's match being a prime example, because I though expected our tail to fold, but suddenly out of nowhere I was like, oh, acha, apna tail batting karta hai abhi. Bahut badhiya.
That is the problem with the people.
Hmm.
Even I see the com box, people like a lot of commentators I was here listening that, oh, Deepak Char can also bat. If you ask me, I would have told you he can bat because I have seen him in domestic cricket doing that. You know, so for them, see, this is the problem with the this top commentators. They don't see the domestic cricket. They only see the international cricket. You know, and that's what they keep on talking about. And when they say some young guy, oh wow, you know. If you ask me, I know I do the scout. I watch domestic cricket. I do a bit of commentary also. But I know what is Deepak Char is. Deepak Char is a good cricketer, a good batsman, you know. And even Kuldeep Yadav is a good left-hander batsman. See, they all do well and they play well in domestic cricket. So I think for them it's a surprise, And Deepak Char can, at ease, he can hit sixes, Such a good player. But for me, I was watching a match and I was listening to comment and I said, for me, I think I was still thinking that Deepak will definitely bat well and do well. I was just worried when Krunal got out. If Bhuvneshwar would have got or somebody else would have got out, or Krunal got out, I thought Deepak and Krunal could have gone on to win the match for India, So definitely that was his first knock. But I've seen in domestic cricket, he can bat. He can hit long. Deepak Char can hit really long. So that's where that's where the problem is. Most of the international cricketers, they don't look at domestic cricket.
Yeah.
They only see guys in IPL. So that's why they get surprised. Oh, IPL, this boy can also perform. A lot of people, they get suddenly, oh, this guy is good. Like for us, we know that this guy is good in domestic cricket. He has done well in IPL also. So,
but sir, as somebody who tries to follow up on, now very recently we started seeing SMAT matches and all on Hotstar. They started being televised, but otherwise there's really no way for us to find out only what's going on, because the commentary on ESPN and all is also just very, very sparse.
So that's their job. I think if they're getting bread and they're getting good money and it's their bread and butter, they should know what's happening in domestic cricket. So they should follow it. What is it? You know those scorecards. You can call people. Who is this guy? So at least you know what is active. You should not get surprised when Deepak Char is batting in Sri Lanka and doing well.
Yeah. But generally, where do you read up on domestic cricket, sir? If I may ask, because मुझे तो पढ़ने मुझे मिलता नहीं है.
No, on BCCI scorecards, you get everything. You just follow. So you get everything on data. Even Crickbuzz does it. Crickbuzz does ball to ball.
Yeah.
One thing one thing we'd all like to see more of, I think, is domestic cricket being promoted, even in women's cricket. We're seeing a lot of that, especially in the pandemic years. Obviously, everything was affected. But we were trying to do research for one of our episodes, and we tried to look up Shefali Verma's stats for domestic cricket, but we just didn't find any because she's not played any domestic cricket.
So, she has hardly played any domestic cricket.
Yeah. So it was I guess what I'm trying to get at is, do you think now the way the women's team has performed in the last series, do you think that more domestic cricket is also on the cards for them?
Yeah, it is there actually.
Yeah.
They play under 19.
Yeah.
They play the seniors tournament. There are a lot of cricket happens for women's cricket. State-wise. They have it's like the same format of Ranji Trophy.
Yeah.
So I think, and especially when they play the Challenger Trophy, that scorecard is not on the website. So they play a lot of Challenger Trophy matches. So they divide into 4 teams and they play matches, and that's how the selection is done. But they play a lot of cricket. But last 1.5 years has been, I think. Their cricket has not happened, not even the men's happened, So I think still, I think there is a lot of work for the women's cricket, and that can be done. And there is a lot of demand also. A lot of girls have started participating, I think, and BCCI will definitely look into it. And they're doing a lot of work for that also. I think they have whole professional setup for them also. So I think it's not compromise. Whatever all the girls comes when they come to NC also, whatever the boys get, they also get the same stuff. So I think there is no compromise there at all.
Sir, as somebody who coaches a lot of people, have you seen an uptake in the number of women or rather girls who come out to play cricket over the last couple of years? Because I feel like it's always a reflection. Yeah.
Lot. When you go and see Shivaji Park, there are so many girls who want to come, and they are there in the nets. Lot of them in everywhere. I think even the small villages also, there are a lot of girls cricket want to play now. So I think a lot of state associations are doing a lot of hard work for that, and like a place like Baroda has got more than 150 girls, playing cricket, So I think, it's huge. I seen one day I was at BKC and there was selection for the girls. I think about 300, 400 girls for the selection,
Okay.
So
yeah, that's great news.
Karnataka age group had such a huge. I was doing coaching there, and I saw there was selection and huge queue for the girls to participate in terms of selection, open selection.
Yeah, and that's great because it's always a 5-year, 10-year investment for any country.
Of course.
It starts showing so much later. One of the things that Dhaval and I like to discuss a lot, and even with our guests, is the evolution of certain roles when it comes to cricket. And how rules have affected things and changed things, and what expectations have been so far. Like at some point, everyone was okay with opening batsmen just kind of knocking the red ball around a little bit. Arey, ek session kar lo, koi baat nahi, similarly, death over bowling has changed so much, considering that there's a second new ball, and the fact that you have a shorter format and batsmen are willing to go at it way more. Wicket keeping also similarly has changed so much. It's gone almost from wicket keeper batsman to batsman wicket keeper now, or at least rather there is equal focus on each. Do you feel like that has changed, and if so, when do you think that change started happening?
I think when you look at overall all wicket keepers worldwide, I think they are good enough as a wicket keeper. I think it's not that they just go and stand behind the wickets. When you look at all the teams, we're talking about South Africa, talking about England, talking about West Indies has got a problem with wicket keepers, but like New Zealand, Australia, they are genuine wicket keepers. It's not that they're batting only. So you need to because if you don't have a good wicket keeper in the team, I don't think your team will do well. You're going to suffer. And because every ball is dropped, every catch is dropped. So I think your team morally goes down, and shorter version of format that doesn't allow you to come back also, because one chance is given to any batsman, I think you're gone, because your recovery time is not there at all. So for me, I think they all are good wicket keepers. I think it's just now they all bat well. That is a plus addition. And when any selection is done, now when you talk about wicket keeper, you look at as an all rounder, So you need to have all-rounder wicketkeeper. That's a very crucial place in the team.
That's what I was aiming at.
That's what the balance you get for the team, as a batting order. So we need to have a solid batsman wicketkeeper, and they all are good for me. Josh Butler, you're talking about.
Absolutely.
India's produced Parthiv Patel, Dinesh Karthik, Rishabh. Everybody has done very well. Riddhaman Shah has got 200s in T20 formats. So I think he's one of the best wicket keepers in world cricket. Riddhaman Shah.
Oh yeah.
So Rishabh Pant is doing so well. Ishan Kishan is there now. So I think they all are good wicket. You just can't have a stopper behind the wickets. He can play 2-3 matches or one series, but he will not last long then because there will be a question mark.
Well, when do you think that expectation changed on a wicketkeeper? Where I remember when I was growing up, if the wicketkeeper was not somebody who would knock a lot of runs, it was considered. But this all-rounder role, when do you think that attitude started coming in? Was
I
there any
think
particular wicketkeeper who changed the game in that sense?
I think when you look at Adam Gilchrist, he did change a lot of things because he used to open in one-day cricket and play bat at number 7 at Test cricket. And when you see that performance of Australian team in that era, I think it was unbelievable, And you imagine Adam Gilchrist coming at number 7 in Test cricket because you already bowled 100 overs. And now this guy walks in and smashes you all over the place, because he will kill you, he'll murder you. And plus, he is opening in one-day cricket, That's why the mindset of selectors have changed because you need to have batsmen who can really destroy the opposition, And when you look at now, all the teams have aggressive wicket-keeping batsman wicket-keeper, like talking about Rishabh Pant, Butler, or Bairstow, or even Aussie wicket-keepers or New Zealand wicket-keepers. All these guys are Puran for West Indies, So they all are aggressive wicket-keepers, and they all are match winners single-handedly. So I think that's what the selectors are looking at. So that becomes like you have bowling all-rounder, and then you have wicketkeeper all-rounder. So that gives you a lot of balance to the team also.
Currently in India, there are so many wicketkeeper batsmen that you see. You named a few like Kishan, Pant, there's
Samson.
There's KL Rahul, who is still a wicketkeeper batsman. He's probably number 1 in ODIs for India right now. So when it comes to team selection, now here is where Akash and I tend to debate a lot. When there are so many good players for one role, how do you deal with it? So say if one of them is out of form, do you replace them and get the second in line into the team, and or do you back them? And how long how long do you back them?
Just so that I don't look bad in this, I just want to make it specific because there are दो कैटेगरी है. एक ऐसा ODI टेस्ट का अलग बात चल रहा है और एक ऐसा टूर्नामेंट सेटिंग में like in an IPL or a big bash में. तो दोनों में how the selection varies, because my thing is कि अगर टूर्नामेंट चल रहा है और कोई बंदा एक you go by the squad, not by the team. So if one person doesn't perform for 2 matches, I would replace that person with the next person who's supposed to do the same job. But Dhaval is always of the opinion you have to give that extra chance to a player to work through the downturn,
because
confidence plays a very important part in cricket.
Yeah, I think it depends, what situation is there. And, like imagine you're dropping Rishabh Pant after 2 matches. I think it's not going to be a fair call at all, You're just actually demoralizing a player, In T20 format, sometimes you go for it and you're so positive about it, you might get out, You might get out, run out, and you'll feel, if you're constantly, your mind is not there, you're not focused, you're struggling, if something really drastically wrong, then these sort of players are dropped, Otherwise, it's very difficult to drop these players, because it's a team game. It spoils the mood of the players also. And players like Rishabh Pant or Ishan Kishan or Sanju Samson or KL Rahul, they are outstanding cricketers. They are match winners. Single-handedly, they can win match for you. So I think it becomes, even if you are a replacement, you will think 10 times, You will might drop somebody else, but not the same player, So you need to encourage them also. You might have bad 3 to 4 games, but once you start going, I think it gives a different picture to your whole team, So as a selector, it's not easy. Sometimes you play horses for courses also, But it depends on what sort of player he is, Like I'm talking about KL Rahul, talking about Sanju Samson, or talking about Dinesh Karthik or any one of these guys. They are hard to drop, straight away because they all are match winners. They're outstanding players. They might have had 3 games, but Test cricket, when it comes, what happened with Rishabh Pant and Wriddhiman Shah, I thought there was no fair call to given to Rishabh Pant. When he came in, he was young, 20 years old, making a debut, done very well in England, got 100 in England, got 100 in Australia. Suddenly he comes back to India. They say now he's not a good wicket keeper. So when somebody wins a match for you in England and Australia, and suddenly when you come to a home ground and they say no, he's not a good wicket keeper, I think there is a question mark for me. Like for selectors. And that's where I think Rishabh was a little bit demoralized also. And you need to encourage. If you don't allow him to swim, अब तालाब में डालोगे नहीं तो पता नहीं कैसे स्विम करेगा, सर्वाइव करेगा. तो उसको डालना चाहिए ना इंडिया में भी, तो डाला नहीं था वो लोग ने. एवरी टाइम दे हैड अ क्वेश्चन मार्क अबाउट ऋषभ पंत. ऋषभ पंत gives you a good balance to your batting lineup. He can win a match for you single-handedly.
Oh yeah.
Lot of regards for Riddhiman Shah, outstanding, one of the best wicket keepers. But when it comes to the batting and that gives a balance to the extra bowlers you can play in the team because of Rishabh Pant. So that's where you need to look at it. If there was extra, somebody else is doing very well, and you don't need a batsman, then you can play Riddhiman Shah. So that's where, and when you're looking ahead, also Rishabh Pant is going to give you another 10 years to 12 years of Test cricket or cricket. Riddhiman Shah is 34, 35. Nothing against him, but as a selector, you look ahead also. And I'm good that selectors are doing a good job that they're carrying Riddhiman Shah on the tour. And he's there as a backup player. Anything happens to Rishabh Pant, I think he'll be able to play.
I think one of the best things about Rishabh Pant is the banter he does behind the stump.
No, it's not that only. I think it's just because because of the digital world. I think the commentator makes it wow. If somebody and sometimes he drops catches also, then that also affects. I think everybody used to talk. Like my time, I used to talk. Sadanand Vishwan used to talk. Chandrakant Pandit used to talk. Everybody used to talk about it. So those days there were not 26 cameras. There was no digital world. So now anything happens. Like you can see next day Instagram पे उसको जरा graphic लगा के मस्त अच्छा promote किया जाता है. There are a lot of agency work for the individual players also.
But here's what's interesting. What did you say behind the stump? Because I know Rishabh Pant sings Spider-Man, तूने चिराया मेरे दिल का चैन. But what did Kiran More say behind the stump?
I used to just a lot of encouragement, lot of giving back to the batters, talking to the bowlers, fielders, encouraging the players. Of course, we used to a lot of, do sledging, so the sledging was always there. So you say something to the batter, something you have to disturb him, and keep everybody in the game, even sometimes you shout at the fielder as well, or shout at the bowler as well.
Were there,
so I think
were there any batsmen that you felt were easier to get under the skin of that you played against?
Vivian Richard.
Okay. He was always and that must feel like a great feeling also, because that's true teamwork, apart from fielding and all of that.
But you have to face it also. Then you have to the five West Indian fast bowlers to go after you then.
Yeah.
So back when you were playing for India, the tours used to be longer. Like when the Indian team went to tour, you used to have a month-long, a 6-week-long tour, and in between the test matches, you played some domestic games. When you were in England, you played the county teams, you played the local teams. And today you have tours which are just, so cut and dry. Like exactly 3 days before you reach, you sometimes don't have a practice match. So do you think that has affected the game as much, or how?
I think this is because of the pandemic. I think they didn't get any chance to play side games. Otherwise, last time when we went to England, I think we played about 2 to 3 games, before the series, So I think there's always a setup, like any coach or any captain would not like to go in the test series without playing a single match domestically. I think they all do play, like our team went to Sri Lanka. They played matches, in between among themselves, but they played 2 or 3 couple of games, So I think they need to play matches, of course, and that's always a planning for the coach. But it's always good. It really helps you. Otherwise, it's not easy to play in the English conditions or in Australian conditions, wherever we go, we need to play a couple of games, You just, okay, one-day format and T20 format, it's fine, but not in test cricket. The red ball cricket is a different ball game altogether.
हाँ, बट सर वही होता है ना, अभी लास्ट जो न्यूजीलैंड वाला टूर हम लोग गए थे, कैसा गंदा खेले हम लोग, and I don't even blame the players because it was literally they just came in, they lost to New Zealand and they left. That was their entire trip.
Yeah,
There's zero
before the
time to
World Cup.
adjust. Yeah, before the World
Before,
Cup, there's
yeah.
just
So
no
I think
time to adjust.
so there was some. I think planning होना बहुत जरूरी होता है. I think we need to have proper planning, and I think we just before the World Cup we just messed it up actually. I think otherwise we could have won that last World Cup actually. We just messed it up, and there was so much confusing regarding then balance of the team and all those things happen. But see, that's where before the Test series, or before the World Cup, I think don't think about for 2 months before World Cup. Don't think much about it. If you decided this is a team, that team has to go. You need to tell the cricketers to be prepared. You're going on the tour.
Yeah, but I think that faith in oneself is also there important for the selectors involved.
Yeah,
I think if they start if they start doubting themselves based on what the media is saying, then it's pointless.
Yeah. Media team select करेगी तो फिर खत्म होगा.
We have it's a very controversial theory that only Couch Pundits endorses, is that often team selection is happening based off of not just
T20,
skill, but also
T20
T20
team
team
selection.
selection is also happening based off of the number of Instagram followers the players tend to have.
No. ये गलत चीज़ है. It's all rubbish. No. Because now I see Instagram or Twitter, I see everybody's giving their own team.
Yeah.
They're playing 11, then before the tour, the team is announced, everybody's announced, खुद का सब team दे रहे. So I think it has become it is a marketing gimmick. और खुद को भी बेचते हैं, खुद को भी. And there are a lot of guys who sell themselves also. So I think it has become a digital world. I don't blame them, and it is good. It's good awareness for especially the people who follow cricket. So ज़्यादा बढ़ती है awareness also. कौन अच्छा कर रहा है, कौन अच्छा नहीं कर रहा है. But I think end of the day, selectors know what they're doing because selectors go and watch a lot of domestic cricket. They have a lot of say. Of course, captain and coach, what they want, what is the format of the team, what the balance they need, they always give to the captain and coach. But selectors have a lot of say and they do a good job because it's not easy to select any team. It's not easy.
Now, if I'm, this is probably a long shot, but of the players you're coaching right now, or probably just people playing for Baroda right now, are there anybody who we should be watching out for?
I can't give those names.
चलेगा. Top secret. We will wait and see.
बहुत सारे cricketers. A lot of, I think it's good. Domestic cricket is doing very well, and there are a lot of talent, available in our cricket, Indian cricket. So अच्छा है, Indian cricket बढ़ रहा है. Demand is always there, and competition is very healthy. So I think it's pretty good.
Do you feel like the gap is getting closer? Like you said, back in the day, अगर आप छोटे शहर से हो तो और भी मुश्किल था. अभी, for example, अभी Northeast
अभी तो open हो गया. अभी open हो गया. I think if you do well, you'll be picked somewhere. You will be picked. If your state is not picking you, the IPL franchise will pick you somewhere.
Okay, that definitely helps. Right. Anything, Dhawal, you want
Which is what cricket has now become a. Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, it's that's what, we've been also trying to understand, like, how cricket has just become a very lucrative profession generally over the years with the amount of cricket being played everywhere. So you're right. If you're not picked here, you will be picked there. That's all I have.
Okay. All right. So that's all the questions we had. We did not expect such succinct answers.
Right.
But okay, I'll just do the closing thing. But thank you so much for joining us, sir. It's been an absolute
pleasure.
Akash.
Akash and Dhawal, thank you so much. Enjoyed it.
Thank you so much, and so much insight also we got.
Good.
Absolutely. We look forward to seeing those secret players that you have.
Right. Done.